There is no good, there is no bad, these be the whims of mortal will. What works me weal, that call I good, what harms and hurts I hold as ill. They change with place, they shift with race, and in the various span of time, each vice has won a virtue's crown. All good was banned as sin or crime. Like raveled skeins they cross and twine, while this with that connects and blends. And only kisser his eye shall see, where one begins the other ends. What mortal shall consort with kisser, when Musa turned in fear to flee? What man foresees the flower or fruit, whom fate compels to plant the tree? For man's free will immortal law, Ananki, Kismet, destiny read. That was, that is, that A shall be, star, fortune, fate, Erd, normed, our need, man's natural state is God's design. Such is the silly sage's theme. Man's primal age was age of gold. Such is the poet's waking dream. Delusion, ignorance, long ere man drew upon earth his earliest breath. The world was one continuous scene of anguish, torture, prey, and death, where hideous varia of the wild rended their fellows limb by limb, or horrid saurians of the sea in waves of blood were wont to swim. The fair young earth was only fit to spawn her frightful monster brood, now fiery hot, now icy for roar, now reeking wet with steamy flood. Yon glorious sun, the greater light, the bridegroom of the royal lyre, a flaming, boiling, bursting mine, a grim black orb of whirling fire. That gentle moon, the lesser light, the lover's lamp, the swain's delight, a ruined world, a globe burnt out, a corpse upon the road of night. What recked he say of good or ill, who in the hill hole made his lair? The blood-fed raving beast of prey, wilder than wildest wolf or bear. How long in man's pre-Adamite days, to feed and swill, to sleep and breed, were the brute biped's only life, a perfect life sans code or creed? His choicest garb, a shaggy fell, his choicest tool, a flake of stone, his best of ornaments, tattooed skin, and holes to hang his bits of bone. Who fought for female as for food, when mazed awoke to warm desire, and such the lust that grew to love, when fancy lent a purer fire. Were then that eternal nature law, by God engraved on human heart, behold his simiad, sconce and own, a thing could play no higher part. Yet as long ages rolled, he learnt from beaver, ape, and ant to build shelter for sire, and dam and brood, from blast and blaze that hurt and killed. At last came fire, when scrap of stone cast on the flame that lit his den, gave out the shining ore and made the lord of beasts a lord of men. The moral sense, your Zahid phrase, is but the gift of latest years. Conscious was born when man had shed his fur, his tail, his pointed ears. What conscious has the murderous Moor, who slays his guest with felon blow? Save sorrow he can slay no more. What prick of penitence can he know? You cry the cruelty of things is mystery to your purblind eye, which fixed upon a point in space, the general project passes by. For see, a mammoth went his ways, became a memory and a name. While the half-reasoner with the hand survives his rank and place to claim. Earthquake and plague, storm, fight and fray, portents and curses man must deem, since he regards himself alone, our cursed trace the scope, the scheme, the quake that comes, and eyelids beat, to ruin, level, gulf, and kill, builds up a world for better use, to general good bends special ill. The dreadest sound man's ear can hear, the roar and rush of stormy wind. It purrs the stuff of human life, breeds health and strength for humankind. What call ye them, are goods or ills? Ill goods, good ills, a loss, a gain. When realms arise and falls a roof, a world is won, a man is slain, and thus the race of being runs, till happy in the time to be. Earth shifts her pole, and Mushtari men another falling star shall see. We shall see it fall and fade from sight, whence come, where gone, no thought can tell. Drink of yon mirage stream and chase the tinkling of the camel bell. Mushtari's Jupiter. And one of the things is that this idea of the primitive human being, you know, it seems they had more humanity, and particularly nowadays, they ate better and stuff too. Even non-human animals bathe and that sort of thing. If they're short of water, they're short of water. They obviously are going to drink the water first. So there's been exaggerations about how the Arabs and the Persians were before, and other peoples were before Islam. Now, certainly the Mongolians, the Turks, you know, the Hyperborean people, were pretty much how people say, but you know, the exaggeration on the other hand, it's again people trying to make Europe look better, you know, and distracting the fact that these people have been raiding and whatnot for thousands of years. So what they did before Islam and what they did outside of Islam after Islam was among them. Before Islam's kind of an odd phrase. It doesn't really work quite as well as people think. But